Okay guys, Jacob Schmitt with deerhuntingschool.com. This video here I'm going to talk about pulled pork, cooking pulled pork, or you can do the same thing with deer meat, but there's a difference that you have to do. Pulled pork, pulled deer meat. I'm going to kind of talk about that when you're smoking it, okay? So what I do, I don't know, I've seen a lot of stuff, man. People put certain types of seasonings, whatever. I just smoke it, and I try to get the meat as cool as possible, because the smoke will penetrate the meat while it's cold, and once it warms up, it'll stop penetrating the meat. And a lot of people think that you have to have a smoker that's just rolling smoke out. That's not the case. I'm going to show you here. If you follow me a lot, you know that earlier today I made a video talking about how I feel about hunting and high fence hunting or whatever. And it was a long video, but I was actually just getting started smoking some pulled pork. It's been probably 9 hours later or something, and I'm getting to a point to where if it was deer meat, you would take an extra step right here. So that's what I want to talk about. This isn't deer meat, but I'm just kind of showing you, and I'm going to kind of walk you through what I do. So what I do now, this is my smoker here, but you notice here I got the smoker here at about 230. It was 232 degrees. I start out on mine at about 200, and then I'll smoke it until this internal temperature gets up to around 160. And this one's wrong. This probe I got to take out. I'm gonna throw it away and get a new probe. But you can see these other ones are right in within the same number. This one is wrong. It was wrong from the get-go. When I first started, this meat was about 34 to 36 degrees internal temperature when I first started smoking. And I started smoking it on 200 degrees. And what I'm doing is, for pulled pork or pulled deer meat, you want to bring that temperature up to about 190 to 200. And deer, when it gets to 160, 165, okay, it won't soak up any more smoke at that point. When it gets to about 155, 160, it won't smoke up anymore. It won't soak up any more smoke. So with deer, what I do is I take it and I'll get I like oven bags that you cook a turkey in or something, and I'll take them and I'll wrap it in an oven bag, and then put it back in the smoker with the meat probe on it. At that point, once it gets to 165, it's cooked. You could eat it if you wanted, but it's not going to be tender. It's not going to fall apart. It's not going to fall off the bone. So with the deer meat, I take the shoulder, say like a shoulder or a hind quarter, whatever you're cooking. And I usually, if I'm cooking just one shoulder or one hind quarter, I'll stick a couple meat probes in it, maybe two in one piece of meat. And that measures the internal temperature. But once it hits 165, you're safe to eat it. I mean, but it's not gonna be tender. Okay, what happens after that 165, that it'll take this another 3 to 4 hours to reach that 190, 200 degrees. And during that process, it's breaking down that inner muscles, and it's breaking that down slowly, just breaking down, just like it does in a crock pot, and that meat will literally fall apart. But deer meat will dry out on you, okay? So at that point, you take it, get it. I like to take and get I already said, an oven bag, put the shoulder or the hind quarter in an oven bag, and then I pour an entire bottle of Worcestershire in that bag, and then I wrap it up pretty good, and stick it back in there and let it cook until it gets to that 195, 200 degrees. I really like at 195 to 200. I mean, it will fall apart. And then you take it out at that point, let it rest, and then I'll take and tear it apart with a couple forks, or your hand, whatever. Wash your hands, tear it apart. I use gloves a lot. I use a lot of even when I'm processing my deer meat or processing this pig that I'm working on, I'll use some gloves, rubber gloves. And that keeps your hands clean. They're easy to take off. I mean, yeah, it's cheaper to wash your hands, but you wash your hands 50 times. You only have to wash your hands not near as much because you take them gloves off and do whatever. But anyways, and at that point, I'll take, as I'm tearing it apart, and I'll put Worcestershire in with that barbecue. Even the pulled pork, same thing. I add Worcestershire and taste it to taste. I'll mix it up, and I'll take my hands and mix it together with the Worcestershire to taste. And I'm telling you, that deer meat will be like, and then after that, you get it to where it tastes pretty good, like that, and then put you some barbecue sauce in there, mix it together. And what I actually do is, like here, I'm going to show you what's in here just real quick. Like here, I'll take all that. That's way more than I can eat. But look at that. I mean, that's pork, okay? And you can see that. I mean, it's still got a ways to go, but that looks good. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna turn the light on so y'all can see real good. I mean, look at that. Okay? If y'all could smell it, oh my gosh. If you could only smell it. And see the amount of smoke. You can't see the smoke. You don't need a whole bunch of smoke. People think you gotta cloud it up, man. If this is a pellet smoker, pellet grill, and as that wood is burning, it's creating smoke. You don't have to see it. It's there. I'm telling you. If you're using wood, it's there. The smoke is there. But I'm telling you, that right there is way more than I can eat. And what I do is I'll make all that, put it all together in one batch, get it all tasting really good, and then I actually literally break it down into 1 pound packages, or whatever, maybe 2 sandwiches, and I'll seal it in my vacuum sealer in 2 to 3 sandwich packages. However you want to do it. You can do it in a 1 sandwich package. A small little pouch where you take it out of the freezer, slap it in the microwave, thaw it out, bam, you got barbecue sandwich, a little bit of barbecue sauce on there, a little bit of coleslaw, and you're eating, guys. And you can do that with deer meat. I'm telling you, it's hard to beat pork, flat out. But I've done it with deer meat, and I'm telling you, it's freaking awesome. So maybe next time I'll kill a deer, I'll make some pulled pork, and I'll make up a whole hind quarter. I'll smoke an entire hind quarter from a deer. This is actually 2 front shoulders from a pig, okay, that I just showed you here. And man, I mean to tell you, I'm gonna show you one more time, because that, guys, that right there, I don't know if you can hear it sizzling, guys. Man, you could do that with deer. I'm telling you, you can. The only difference is right now, I mean, we're looking at internal temperatures here. That pig's not going to dry out. It's got so much fat in it, it keeps that moisture in there. Deer is lean. It'll dry out on you. But I'm telling you, you take that deer, once it gets to 160, 165, put that sucker in an oven bag, pour you a jar of Worcestershire in there, and it keeps the moisture in that deer, because it'll start drying out at about 160. But you put that Worcestershire in there, and that's a barbecue flavor. I know some of you guys, I don't know, because I've never been up north really, but some of you guys from up north, man, they say southern barbecue. This is southern barbecue, man. And if you've never had it, it's not that hard to do. There's no seasoning whatsoever on this meat at all. No salt, no nothing. Now, you can look up on YouTube and stuff, and there's recipes that, I mean, they'll put salt on it and they'll rub it and all kinds of stuff. Man, that's naturally smoked. The smoke flavor is penetrating into that meat. And then whenever I'm done, I put that Worcestershire in there. That's my seasoning. The Worcestershire sauce. It's got a really awesome smoke flavor. And I mean, I'll pour, well, this right here will probably take about maybe up to about 2 bottles of Worcestershire, because that's a lot of meat. I mean, there's there's a lot of meat there. But say a hindquarter of a deer, you might be a half a bottle. And what I do literally is just mix it together, pour it in there, and you'll see it. And that mixes all that smoke flavor, because it's going to penetrate the outside really good. It's going to mix it in there together, and it will. And I just, maybe I'll put half the bottle in on a hindquarter of a deer, or maybe a third of the bottle. Mix it all together, and then I'll just kind of taste it. It don't really taste very good. Put some more in there. Put another third of the bottle in. Mix together, kind of taste it. You'll notice it's going to be like, okay, it's starting to have some good taste to it. That's when it starts tasting good, you stop. Okay, I don't think you can really put too much Worcestershire in it, but if you do, you're just going to have like a soupy mess. You don't want it to be soupy. You just want it to taste good, and that's it, man, guys. That right there is how you can make pulled pork and pulled barbecue. The one thing though, for this video's over, don't be mistaken by this grill temperature. That's down here, okay? This is a grill, and the smoker on this is a Pit Boss Platinum Lockhart, yeah, right here. It's an awesome grill, and the pellets I use is the Pit Boss Competition. But don't be fooled by that. I'm not cooking it at 300. I'm cooking it at 225, and I'm not going to raise that. A lot of guys, they've smoked stuff and they go, oh my God, it's not going to get done at 220. It'll eventually reach 200 degrees. I mean, if you leave it in there for 2 days, it'll reach 225. It'll reach the internal eventually, but you're not aiming for that. You just want that temperature, smoking temperature, just a little bit above your actual goal temperature. And I started out slow. I started out like at 200, like I talked about, because that slowly brings that temperature up, and that allows that smoke to penetrate into that meat better, which is what gives you the barbecue flavor, guys. I talked about it earlier in the video, and I was just kind of bored. I mean, I got completely done with my pig, other than I'll show you in this cooler right here. You're not gonna be able to see nothing really, but the whole bottom of that cooler's full of ice. This is some ribs that I'm gonna cook tomorrow and eat, barbecue them bad boys. But I got about 30 pounds I got 21 pounds of breakfast sausage, okay, and this is pig. But I got about 10 packs of pork chops, and this right here, my worker that done it for me, I've got a ham in here brining, curing here for me, and I've got a ham in here curing for him, and that's a whole nother story. But when them get done curing, I inject them with a brine. Here's my injector and stuff. I inject them with a brine that I make up, and when them get done, I'll smoke them. And in right there, each one is an entire hindquarter of a pig, and it's gonna be a ham. And one I'm giving to my worker that raised the pig for me, and then one of them is mine. And so anyways, guys, I'm telling you right now, one more peek and then the video's over. But oh my goodness, man, you could pull it out right now and eat one of them as a roast if you wanted. I mean, you could pull it out and eat it as a roast, smoked roast. You could slice it into beef. Beef, it's not beef, it's pork, but you could slice it into slices, eat it. It'd be good. It's done cooking as far as the health concerned. Once that temperature reaches 165, it kills all the bacteria, if there is any. It's safe to eat. But I'm cooking it so that it literally falls apart and melts in your mouth, guys. Have a good day, and bye-bye.